Okay, so let's start with the session. Uh, first thing that is I want to ask is whatever we have done in the last session, was that clear? Was it clear? Whatever we have done in the last session regarding the what is UX and all. Okay. Today we will be going with the user persona and empathy map. Okay. Like it's almost theory one. Okay, but it's important for the UI UX. Okay, if we will be completing within the time, like we will be able to complete within time. If we got some time or we are left with some time, so then we will go with the wireframing. Okay, and then for the next section, we will be going with the how we can just design the wireframing and then the high fidelity, then the prototyping and all. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Uh, I think my screen is visible. Yes or no? Okay. One thing or is try to speak in the session. Okay, if I will be giving you one way, like if it will be a one way communication, so there is no point of explaining you anything. I can just provide you the PPT. Okay, and even you can get the lectures from the YouTube too. I think they will explain you better as compared to me even. Okay, so try to be interactive. If you don't want to speak or you are just hesitating, that's okay. You can just drop it in the chat box too. Okay. So our topic is user persona. So what is user persona? First we will discuss. Okay. Uh, so basically, what is user persona? So user persona is a detailed semi-fictional. Oh, just a second. Let me see. Uh, So user persona is a detailed semi-fictional representation of a user, or we can say a real user. Okay, and it basically designed on the basis of the research we have done and the real data that we have collected from the user. Okay, so like why these need to design a user persona to make a user persona. So it basically uh, help the design. We can say the designers. Okay, so that they can just easily. Meet the user requirements or the expectation what they want from the designer, or we can say from the developer. Okay, and this user persona basically we mainly focus on the user needs, their behaviors, their pain points, and the goals they want from the application, or we can say the website or whatever it is. Okay, so what are the key elements in the user persona? The first is the I think it's not visible to stop sharing. Share it again. Just Okay. Second is the name and the photo, or we can say the demographics. Okay. Name and photo is like you have to add a real photo of the user. Okay. The name. Okay. The age, the gender, the location, and where he or she is working. Okay. Third thing will be the goals, like what basically you want from the product or the services we are providing. Fourth will be the pain points, the what challenges or the frustrations they are facing by the similar applications. Okay, like if I say an example of an e-commerce application, so there are already different types of e-commerce applications. For example, Myntra, Meesho, or Amazon, Flipkart, and all. Okay, so we just want to know from the user that what issues they are facing from those applications. Okay, and whatever frustrations or the issues they are facing, we will just note down or whatever we will do. Okay, and we will take a survey and we'll work on those challenges. Okay, fifth is the behavior patterns, like how a user is interacting with the new products. If I say, we will just notice how the users are behaving when they are with Meesho, with Facebook, or sorry, not the Facebook, Flipkart, or the Amazon. Okay, if I say, like we will be referring Amazon and versus Flipkart. So most of us will prefer Amazon because just because of the services that was provided by the Flipkart was bad, and even we have seen some of the reviews on the social media too. Okay, so we will be preferring Amazon as compared to the Flipkart. Okay, next is the like this is an example of a user persona. Here, simply will write the name, then the age, then job, location, goals, like what they want. Uh, as here it's written, find a simple way to track the marketing campaign, or you can say find a simple way to for the checkout process. Like while doing a checkout from any of the applications, there are a lot of like there is a lot of number of steps while checking out from the application, or we can say while buying something. Okay. Next is the pain points. Pain points basically the what issues they are facing. Okay, like for example, we can say the tools are complex or the navigation is too hard, or we can say mm, the data or the content that we are trying to provide, or whatever service we are providing is a little bit messy and all. Okay, so like this we can just understand the issues from the user. Okay, after that is it is behavior. So behavior is like which one you are using more, like what's your preference, whether you will prefer smartphone or the laptop. If I am preferring the smartphone, like for example most of the users will prefer smartphone as compared to the laptop, because we can take the smartphone, we can just use smartphones anywhere. Okay, but we cannot take the laptop everywhere. Okay, like because it can be just in the pocket of your jeans, but laptop cannot be adjusted. Okay, so that's why most of the users prefer smartphones. So we need to keep in mind while designing that it should be mobile responsive as well as desktop responsive. But like even if you are designing, so try to give more importance to the mobile references. Okay, this is a step-by-step guide, like how you can just go with the user persona or how you can design. Okay, one thing is there any doubt till now? Is this clear till now? Again, no response. Okay, I will just go with the session. And once you are done with the topic, you can just. Okay, like 0% is not yet completed. It's a little bit left. Okay, so here it's just step by step guide. Okay, so first just define your goals. So like goals is like what you basically understand from the users. Okay, if I say like what are the improvements they want or what basically their need is. For example, they want the uh, enhanced product recommendation. They want something easy in their cart. We can say checkout process. They want something like they want to improve the user experience. Okay, like this. Second step two will be okay. So step two will be research your users. So for researching, there are four methods basically. Okay, that we will discuss it later. The behavioral, attitudinal, qualitative, and the quantitative. Here we have discussed those two, the qualitative and the quantitative. Okay, so uh, first is the service and the questionnaires. Like we can just ask the users about their habits, the product preferences, or the frustrations they are facing. Okay. Second thing is the user interview. Then, second is a user interview. Uh, we can say you can just conduct one-on-one interview with the existing customers. Okay, like we can just take a session where we can just take the interviews and ask them what basically you want. Okay. Third is the web analytics. Like you can just track the behavior of the user. Okay, like how many times they have visited to your website. Okay, how many time they have spent. Okay, like this. Fourth is a competitor analysis. Competitor analysis, like in this, you can just see how similar users are behaving with the e-commerce site, as I told you earlier with an example, like how I'm using or I am just behaving with Meesho, Myntra, Amazon, or Flipkart. Like for example, if I'm spending 2 hours on Meesho, or I'm just buying the products from Meesho daily, and I am buying the products from Amazon once a month or twice a month. Okay, so that's what the difference between all the applications, and these all are the competitive. We can say the competitors of each other. Okay, so this is customer support feedback. Like once you are done with the whole design and everything, and whatever requirements you have taken, so you can just take the feedbacks or the issues or the reviews what they are providing. Okay, this is your step two. Now comes to step three. So step three is the segment your users. Like here, as I told you earlier, the demographics, physiographics, behavior, and what is the buying motivations? The first we have done. Okay, buying motivations is if I say like you can just provide them the discounts. You can provide them the sale option. You can provide them the fast delivery option. You can provide them free charges on delivery. Okay, like this. Okay. Step four is the persona profile, as I told. The name, age, location, occupation, what goals they want. Like as here it's like they want fast checkout process or they want something uh, that should be affordable, stylish clothing and all. points, like what issues they are facing. Like for example, we can say this function. Okay, there is like no specification of the return policies and all. Behavior pattern is same. Okay, like whether I am shopping 1 or 2 times, 3 or 4 times, I'm preferring mobile or desktop. Okay, which social media I'm using more for the product discovery. Okay, like now the users are mainly using Instagram for the product discovery. That's all coming to behavior. Then fifth is the motivations, like we have discussed earlier, like sales discounts, or you can say the fast delivery, easy return, free delivery. Okay, your positive reviews on the social media and all. Step five is the add visuals, as I told you. You can just add a photo of the real user. Okay. Six is the apply insights to the UX. This is not as such important. Like it basically, uh, you can just make a summary of the data, but issue or what improve. Okay, so this is an numbers. You can also just Google it. It's just a simple one, but nowadays the e-commerce is a personalized one. Okay, next is this clear? User persona. Okay, so next topic for today is empathy map. So basically, empathy map is divided into four quadrants. Okay, uh, has its specific or we can say its unique function. It says things, does feels. Okay. Two more persons that are included is Spain and the Guinea. Okay. So says is the first quadrant is what does this mean is the user is trying to say. Okay. Through an interview or we can say through the usability testing. Okay. Second is think, like what might be user thinking of the website. Okay. What basically matters to them. Okay. If I am a designer, so I will according to a user, like what preferences will user prefer the more. Okay. Third is the thus, like what actions or behavior will user take while performing any action. Okay, we can say while performing any function of the feature on that application. Fourth are the feels, like what emotions the user is experiencing, like what basically worries them, what excites them, what are the good points, okay, what are the frustrations they are facing. Pains and the gains is the same as we have discussed in the user persona. Like pain is the what are the user features obstacles they are facing while using an application. For example, they are not able to search uh, any option, or we can say whatever they want. Okay, gains is like what are the user's needs or the want, like what basically user want from that particular application that we are going to deploy. Okay, so why there is a need to use the empathy map? So to clarify the user personal behavior. Second, to highlight the gap in the user research. Because if we will not go with the individual and the service, we can say we will not ask the users. So we won't be able to design a website or an application according to the user preferences. Okay. How you can create an empathy map? First, you can gather the data. Okay. You can just conduct the user interview surveys or the usability testing. Second is you can just select a persona, like focus. You can just focus on one type of user. For example, we can say if we are taking the review of 50 people and 30 of them are saying the same thing. Okay, 35, or we can say 35 are saying the same thing. So first we will consider that. Okay, or we can say whichever issue is big, we will go with that one first. Then we will go with the other issues or the frustrations that the user is facing. Third is a collaborate. Like you can use these sticky notes. Okay, on the picture or anything. Fourth is the fill in section. Like brainstorm, you can just use the brainstorm based on your real user preferences. Okay, whatever they bring. Okay. Last is a review and the update that is the same. Like you can just check the feedbacks or check the reviews from the user, and whatever issues the user is facing, you can just refine that feature, or we can say refine the product. Okay. This is the empathy map. This is like these both are the theory one only. So user persona and empathy map is clear. I think you all got your project details in your group. Okay. Mm, Let me check your project. Are you all also allotted with your group members? Okay, I have seen that. Yeah. Okay. So we will be discussing with your projects in the next section. Okay, because today we will not be able to complete the session. Okay. Second thing is like in whatever groups you are just divided. Okay, just create your WhatsApp group. Start communicating like on which project you are going to work. Okay, and just go thoroughly through the project PDF. Okay, like I will explain you in the next session for sure. But before that, just go through it once. Check. Uh, you can just check it. What's there in the project. Okay, whatever topic you want to choose and all. Okay. Mm, Next, we'll be going with the wireframing, the theory one only. Yeah, a minute for the wireframing. So last topic for today is the wireframing. So basically, what is wireframing? Wireframing is we can say in simple words, it's a rough sketch of your design. If ever your application is going to be designed properly, we'll do the wireframing of that product. Helps the designers like how your things is going to be aligned, like your buttons, text, images. Okay, without thinking or we can say worrying about your colors or we can say the topography part. The purpose of the wireframing is to define the structures, or we can say it helps to establish the hierarchy of the information, or we can say the flow of the interaction to the wireframing. Like, well, I can show you a picture once we are done with this theory. Okay. Second is the focus on the user experience. Like it basically concentrates on how users will navigate uh, how a user is going to function with that product. Okay. How did this speed up design iteration? Next is the focus on the user experience. Principle basically concentrates on how users will navigate and interact with the similar product. Okay. Or I can say it speeds up the design iteration. Like it's easier to modify or I can say just test the ideas at the early stage. Okay, like if we have designed, we have just wireframing, so it's just to test the high fidelity of that wireframing, or we can say of that application. Okay, so there are three types of wireframing: that is low fidelity, mid fidelity, and the high fidelity. Low fidelity is we can say simple sketches, or we can say black and white outlines. Okay, this basically just focus on the layout and the structures without any detail. We can say it, it focus on the how your design is going to be look. Okay, the locality you can do on the paper. Okay, mid fidelity is it's like a more refined. Okay, buttons and not any sort of okay. There is no need to just specify properly everything. Okay, you can just design the mid fidelity in the Figma. Third is the high fidelity. It's just close to the final product. Okay, without we can see the interaction towards prototyping. Okay, without the typing of without the interaction, it's the whole soul high fidelity of your design. Okay, and this everything is properly aligned. Okay, there is the proper alignment space in proper way. Uh, the tools is the same. Okay, Adobe features I prefer not to use because it's paid version, so there is no need to uh, invest in that. Okay, the difference between the high fidelity and the low fidelity, let me show you through an image. Like here you can see, okay, this is the low fidelity and this is the high fidelity. Okay, so it is not really sort of like colors and all, but rest we can see it's not the high fidelity. I think. Uh, Let me share the different one. देखो, this is a better example. And this is the low fidelity, and this is the high fidelity of the line. Okay, like basically this is the difference between low fidelity and the high fidelity. Rest we will do in the next session, like the how you can just design the low fidelity of the uh, design, or we can solve an application. It's any doubt in today's topic, so you can ask. Any doubt in this, you can ask. Basically, low will does not include any sort of designing of the text or typography, anything. Okay, it just includes the basic rough sketch of your design. Okay, high fidelity includes everything except the interactions and somewhere a little bit typography bar. Okay, if you can, like I have shown you the picture, that uh, okay, but low fidelity only includes the structuring or begins the layout or how you are going to align the images, text, or the high fidelity includes everything like the detailed information, or we can say um, every unique, not we can say the unique thing, the necessary one will be there in your high fidelity. Okay, and this is what the difference between the low and the high. The low is like you can just देखो example. Like we will design this. Okay, the login part. But for now, we can just say this one. देखो, this is your mid fidelity. Okay, and this is your high fidelity. But it doesn't include any sort of interactions and all. Okay, so this is what the difference between the low fidelity and the high fidelity. Is this clear? Okay, okay. Rest any other doubt? Should I end the session for today? No? Okay. So